This news update is brought to you by...
Say hello to Chelsea. Chelsea is a champion surfer, so she's accustomed to moving super fast, which is why she relies on super fast broadband brought to her through Flow's 100% fiber to the home network. It keeps her family sharing and surfing and saving each month. Combined, she bundles her Flow mobile, home phone, and TV services, so she can enjoy much more for much less, and so can you. Visit any Flow retail outlet, call 1-800-804-2994, or visit discoverflow.co to find out more. One-of-a-kind connection. This is how we flow.
It's Friday, March 4, and this is your Barbados Today evening update. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. So glad you could join us. Our top story: Attorney General Adriel Brathwaite sees no need for government to push through anti-corruption legislation at this time. In fact, Brathwaite says corruption is not a major problem in Barbados. Brathwaite played down on recent criticisms about the government's failure to enact corruption legislation by University of the West Indies political scientist Cynthia Barrow-Giles. Giles charged that political corruption was a problem in Barbados and it should be tackled even before the country considers switching to a Republican form of government. Brathwaite tells Barbados Today it's really much ado about nothing, and in any case, government cannot afford to set up a system to deal with corruption right now.
And at a time when you're talking about cutting back on the expenses, etc., it just didn't seem to be priority to create a whole new department to deal with an issue that when one looks at our reports, etc., you'll see that corruption is not a significant issue in Barbados. So that's really what it comes down to, I believe.
In other news, there's been a small climb in Zika cases in Barbados, but authorities are not letting up efforts to eradicate the virus. Health Minister John Boyce reported this morning that there are now 9 confirmed cases of the mosquito-borne illness. That's up from 7. 277 suspected cases have been reported to the ministry. Addressing the official opening of a symposium on Zika, Boyce lamented that mosquitoes cause more human suffering than any other organism. Citing last year's chikungunya outbreak here, he says there was economic fallout.
Reported a dramatic rise in sickness claims as a result of the chikungunya outbreak in 2014. This caused the National Insurance Scheme to revise upward its projected budget for the payment of sickness benefits. It is therefore plausible that sporadic outbreaks such as this one will cause unexpected spikes in claims from a single source epidemic from time to time. We can therefore also accept that the number of persons who were ill, coupled with time away from work, would have had a significant impact on productivity across our countries.
Boyce added that his ministry has scaled up efforts to tackle the virus under its intensive integrated management strategy for the eradication of vector-borne diseases. Under this initiative, personnel from the Environmental Health Department will inspect all households at least twice during a 3-month period.
Fair but firm application of the Health Services Act 1969 in the prosecution of persons found breeding mosquitoes on their premises. The use of geographic information systems to inform decision-making and to influence the application of resources, along with the introduction of permethrin fog in sensitive localities, such as schools and healthcare facilities, as a supplement to malathea.
Meantime, Acting Chief Environmental Health Officer Desmond King reports that residents are taking the advisories of keeping their surroundings free of mosquito breeding sites seriously. However, he says the storing of water in pork barrels continue to pose a major challenge.
We have been very affected by the disorder. The amount of publicity we were given has really resonated well with the department. We are not meeting any objections that persons are willingly allowed onto their property. The other thing is that we find a particular container, which is the pork. That pail that carries pigtail. And that's the only thing that we are working towards identifying the soda as to if you're storing water, ensure it's stored in a way that will not encourage mosquito breeding.
King made the comments before embarking on a tour of districts in Belleville, St. Michael, distributing literature on Zika and mosquito repellent in a joint venture with officials at the Barbados Yellow Pages. In today's sporting action, West Indies women suffered an 11-run defeat against South Africa women in the first game of their 3-match 2020 international series in Durban today. Chasing a victory target of 126, West Indies women were restricted for 114 for 6, with Sabine Ismail taking 3 wickets in 7 balls and Dane van Niekerk 2 in an over. Ismail ended with 3 for 12 from 4 overs, and Niekerk had 2 for 19 in 4 overs to help South Africa women claim their first ever T20 win over West Indies women. South Africa made 125 for 6 of their allotted 20 overs. Both teams are preparing for the upcoming World T20 in India later this month.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter. That's the move for me. Stability, prosperity. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
Lord, these papers is selling at all. Get your paper. Only $2.25. Get your paper, miss. Look, take it. I can pay for it. Barbados today, all the way.
Barbados Today. News you can trust.
To regional news now, a fresh round of unrest broke out at the Georgetown prison this morning, with inmates threatening to light a cooking gas cylinder and a tank containing gasoline. The angry inmates set fire to one section of the jail and threw stones at prison wardens and police. The prisoners have been demanding talks with National Security Minister and Vice President Kemraj Ramjatan in the wake of yesterday's riot. 17 prisoners were killed during the unrest, and inmates are claiming that prison officers left their brethren to die in the fire. Minister Ramjatan met with more than 12 prisoners who agreed to end their action after he promised to address their concerns about the food and telephone communication, among other things. And on the international front, Brazil's ex-president Luiz Lula da Silva has vowed to fight allegations that he was involved in a huge bribery scheme linked to oil giant Petrobras. After he was detained and interrogated today, the former leader declared that he owes nothing to anyone and he fears nothing. Thousands protested his brief detention outside his home near São Paulo. More in this BBC report.
Hundreds of his supporters went down to the airport to show in a huge show of support for him, but also we're seeing many of his opponents and rivals go into the airport, and there are scenes of clashes in that airport right now. So it's a pretty amazing day here with many different developments, and a day many Brazilians didn't think they would see for a former president being brought in for questioning by the police.
And it's important to state that he denies these allegations.
And we leave you with this story. Dreams can come true, though at any age. Alma Blackman celebrated her 95th birthday in grand style this week. Blackman, who grew up in St. Lucie seeing horses on a nearby plantation, always wanted a horse and carriage ride. On Thursday, she got her wish, thanks to her children.
Well, I didn't looking for it, but I get it.
Okay. How you feel about that?
Good.
That's news and sports, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. Also, subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We're also on Izumi Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you, as well as Channel 99 on Flow TV and Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Frenella Wedderburn. To have a wonderful and safe weekend.